Well, hello there. It's a beautiful fall Saturday again, so I am out on the trails. I've come out again to the Garland Mountain trail system. It's been a couple of months since I came out and explored this trail for the first time, so we'll be curious to see what the progression of fall in that time frame has done to the trail. Also, last time I was out here, even though this is, primarily a horse trail system, I didn't see any horses. Well, there's 6 trailers in the parking lot today, and I saw some horses being warmed up and made ready for a ride. So I'm anticipating I might actually see horses on the horse trails today, but we'll see how that plays out as it comes. Hoping to get maybe 10 to 12 miles in. It's starting off a little bit cool, but expected to warm up to a nice comfortable temperature for the majority of the hike. I'm going to get going on this. We will check in along the way. Good, thanks. How are you all?
Good, thank you.
Well, I'm about 2 miles in on my hike, and despite the amount of leaves crunching under feet, or underfoot, I guess, the forest is still mostly green with just little pops of color here and there, like there, for instance, which is a nice highlight and sort of a precursor of what's to come. But yeah, things are going well. I've just had the one group of horseback riders out so far that I've encountered. I don't know. It looked like there were 6 in that group, so I don't know if the 6 trailers I saw were each one horse occupants and that was the entirety of the group that's out here today, or if there's others. But we'll see. Did get a chance to see them. Got a little video clip if you saw of them passing by on a trail below me. But they did eventually catch up and pass me, so I've been following in their wake ever since. But still doing well. It's a great day. Sky's clear. Can't think of anything better to be doing on a day like this. Well, I'm about 4.5 miles in, well into the second loop section. And I call them loops, but I mean the trail system out here consists of lots of smaller trails all linked together, and they just tend to form 3 general looping areas that have junction points, which is what causes me to refer to them as loops. But yeah, things are going well. One thing this time of year that I'm noticing is with the cooler temperatures, my awareness of the need to drink is less than in the scorching hot days, and so I have to be a little bit more mindful, because I'll be going along not thinking about it and then suddenly realize I'm thirsty. And at that point, I've probably already passed the point at which I should have been drinking something. So, having to try and be a little bit more mindful of that. And we'll continue to work on a practice of regular hydration without the biological prompting. So, we'll see how that goes as we continue on. Not only this hike, but throughout the rest of the season. Hello again. Having a good day?
Yeah, so far it's been great. Lots of spiders though.
Well, thank you guys for clearing the way for me.
We're clearing the way for you.
Yeah, I was out here 2 months ago and they were really bad.
Hello again.
Hello?
Good morning.
Morning, well, afternoon now.
Afternoon, I guess.
Well, I'm off on the trail that leads to the third loop section of this network. And, you know, you heard on that last discourse with the horse riders that they'd been clearing out spider webs, but I was not sure if they had actually gone out onto this loop or simply, you know, had been on the far side of the second loop and were making their way back. But my fears need not have been warranted, because I just passed another couple out horseback riding coming along this stretch towards me, and so they would have cleared out any spider webs that would be before me for the remainder of the hike, at least out until I get back to the second loop. So depending upon what's on the second side of the second loop, right now it's looking like I'm web free, which is a nice change from how it was out here 2 months ago. And with that, I will end my day's discussion of webs. I've talked enough about webs over the last few months. I hit the open field section of the trail and paid a little bit more attention this time. Last time I continued on up that way, just following along the tree line. This time I looked at the map and I realized, here's where the path cuts back into the woods. So I learned. Yes, mistakes can teach us well. Well, I made it safely back up through the third loop and am embarking on the, let's see, what direction is that? East half of the second loop. I think I got my directions right. Second half of the second loop. Anyway, still continue to be a gorgeous day out here. I couldn't ask for better hiking conditions, and I'm loving every minute of it. Well, I would be back on the second half of the first loop as laid out on the official All Trails course, but I'm actually taking a little side trail called Dapple. Most of the trails out here are named after types of horses, and you know, it's the trail I haven't done. It runs out and, you know, ends up back meeting up with the main trail, but it just kind of adds a little bit more variety, gives me a chance to see something I haven't before, and still gets me back to where I need to be. Just had a interesting encounter. I stopped at a little picnic area along the trail to sit for a spell, grab a snack, and do something to drink. And while I was there, another couple on horseback came by. They stopped for a moment. There was a dismount station there, and the gentleman needed to do a saddle adjustment on his mount. And while he was doing that, I was chatting with him, and the ladies' mount was going to town, scarfing up as many acorns as he could. Apparently they love munching on them as a snack, and there are plenty out here for them to indulge themselves with. He was actually eating so much he kind of had to pull him back and make him stop. Said he was making a full meal out of it. That wasn't necessarily good for him. But yeah, we had a good conversation. They told me a little bit more about the trails here, and I think they're part of a group that actually does some of the maintenance on the trails. So that was nice to meet someone who's helping provide or maintain these kind of amenities that I've been so graciously taking advantage of. So just all sorts of positive encounters out here on the trails. It's one of the great things I love about it. All right, well, last time I was out here, I did my closing video, said, oh, looking at about a 10-mile hike. I'm half a mile from the trailhead, and I did my closeout. Well, then I came to this point, and I just kept on walking. However, that's where I needed to go to get back to the trailhead in the parking lot. I completely missed it. It had been a long hike, and I was just sort of in zombie mode, trudging along. And so I went this way, and it ended up adding another 2 miles to my hike. So instead of my 12-mile or 10-mile hike, I ended up with like about a 12.5-mile hike. Well, today I'm making the conscious choice to continue in this direction and add a little bit extra distance to my hike today. It's a great day. I've still got plenty of time to hike. Figured might as well take advantage of it. And so I'm going to do that. Now, sometimes when you're hiking out here in the woods and you're putting one step in front of the other, you're noticing things as they go by, but sometimes nature just gives you a sign to stop and appreciate the moment. It's important to do that. I think I found one of those signs. $800 miles. I'm in the home stretch. I'm gonna get this thing done. Well, I've got probably a quarter-mile left on this trail. I'm gonna go ahead and close things out. Thank you for coming along with me, for being here for this moment, and for all the time you've been with me along the way. We will see you on the next trail.